How's it going there, true believers? It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you my review for episode 2 of Ironheart, entitled, Will the Real Natalie Please Stand Up? I'm going to need you guys to stand up for me, and please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, which should be located right about there or right down here if you don't have theater version, so you'll be notified of more reviews like this one. Leave a comment. I would like to hear your thoughts. Share this video, and if you want to support me even further, my Patreon link is in that description down there below. So if you're here from the first episode, you know I went off a little bit, and I don't apologize for that. I like the intro. The Ironheart intro for this one was Ironheart Avenue. That was very nice. Again, didn't take a picture when I was watching this because I was, just watching this. There's a lot of, I don't want to call it slang, but good lingo. At least you can tell that there were writers in there. Although, I don't know. Do people still say houseway? Do they? I mean, does anybody younger than 27 say houseway or 30 at that point? We do have Go Home Roger, so at least we know, they watch Sister, right? What is it? The Hood crew is going to attack N.A.T.A.L.I.E. Apparently, in this Marvel futuristic version of Chicago, the old subway tunnels that were massive underneath the city, they converted them to be like a super highway. So if you can pay for the service, you can go where you need to. It's all electric rails. And again, it's for the uber rich, because Hood's crew is again trying to be like, pretend to be Robin Hoods. Taketh from the rich and giveth to the poorth. But we're going to talk about that later. First thing up is her AI looks exactly like Natalie. I already told you what Natalie stands for. In case you need a refresher, it is Neuro-Autonomous Technical Assistant and Laboratory Intelligence Entity, Natalie. So, is Natalie just a memory? Does she, when she's mapping out this AI so the AI can understand her brain patterns and everything else, is it just everything just based off of Riri's memories of being with her? Because she knows a lot of stuff. She brings up tons of stuff. Like, remember that one time we did this, or the time we did that? It happened several times. She even knows how to calm Riri down when she has panic attacks. Bringing it up now because I'm probably going to forget it later. But initially, Riri wants to erase her rather than face her trauma, right? I do find it interesting that, when she's talking to her and she's in her room, her mom does ask her, say, who's in your, she does ask, do you have a boy in your room? Do you have a girl in your room? I would imagine her mom, she could hear her speaking. Her mom should be able to hear that there's another feminine voice coming from there. I don't know. Just trying to, a lot of my notes here does not match up with my other notes. That's crazy. Anyway, houseway, go home, Roger. Ha 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 ha. We get how everybody was recruited. So we have that. So Slug was from Marriage Rapport. They saved them when Slug was swindling high rollers on dark web gambling sites, about to be murdered. Was a drag queen there, just like the actor. I don't know if that's a proper term, but actor that plays the character. Blood siblings banned from every sports league for unsportsmanlike conduct. Did underground fights. Such a weird change, but C-tier characters. Who cares, right? Didn't really say where you found Clown from or Stu, right? And Stu wants to be called Rampage. And Riri knows who Stu is. Knows who Rampage is. By the way, they did a tryout for her in that first episode where she was very pissed off because they did like a bomb thing in the elevator. I know I glossed over that, but Riri was initially just pissed and she was kind of done with all of it. But needs the money. She gets smooth talked by Parker, kind of into doing it because she needs the money. She's not a billionaire. She cannot build this suit. like Tony Stark would, because she doesn't have endless funds. She doesn't have generational wealth. Anthony Ramos is the person that plays him. Thank you for me looking this up real quick. So yes, they're going to do this job. Now she still needs to figure some things out with the suit. So she needs, I forget exactly what she needs, but she ends up trying to contact Stu, and Stu went straight to voicemail. She figured, maybe Rampage could help me out with some of this. Then Natalie goes on the dark web, finds this guy named Joe. Joe is meek, he's soft, he's timid. Like this, his neighbor, who's a complete Karen and a bitch, lets her dog poop and pee all on his lawn and everything else and doesn't pick it up. He lives in Evanston, and so she drags her suit all the way to Evanston to talk to this guy who knows what the suit is, but then she bribes him because he's on the dark web buying parts. So she blackmails him, and they need to get in the car, go to his secret bunker. We get Alanis Morissette sing along, You Oughta Know. Great choice. That was very fun. We had some talking between them, a little bit of communication. She even is encouraging him to be more assertive, right? He turned a silo into a bunker. No clue where the hell this is, but it's kind of cool. Like, this whole thing is kind of cool. Very, again, Tony Stark-esque. He's throwing shade on the whole iron suit thing. Again, saying with all the abilities you have, you can do organ replacements, prosthetic implants. That's his love of the technology is for the betterment of mankind. Like, what can we do for the human body? And also, he says doing all this work brings him closer to his dad. Wonder who his dad is. We'll find out next episode. I'll tell you, it's not that hard to figure out. Very funny. Live, laugh, love is on the wall. Dude's bunker is very, very funny. But also, Riri again is resisting talking to Nat, and Nat is a smart AI program. Was able to break out of the little confinement of the laptop and is able to talk to Riri's mom, Miss Ronnie, which Riri does not want her to talk to anybody because it's kind of weird seeing this dead person that they all love be back, as if it is the second soul. Which, now that I think about that, I have theories. If I remember it by the time I get to episode 6, I'll bring it up, but I have some theories now. So, who is this? But his ideology is working to, these things should be used for people, and it's more of a hobby. And I think at one point Riri gets him to touch one of the parts, which that's gonna set him off. Makes him hold the little arc reactor that she made. Another song we got, Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody, which Robert Downey Jr. enjoyed that song. I know he's seen at least the first 3 episodes. Don't know if he watched anything else, which is another reason why people need to shut up about being mad. Like, RDJ been talking about Ironheart since freaking 2010. Digress. Let me see. We get a Spy Kids LOL reference. And during this heist, of course, things go wrong. Riri has to find a way to not have her suit be stuck on magnetic rails while getting everything to stop so she doesn't get killed. Parker apparently was already hidden inside of the lady's car that she was taking, and he gets her to sign over everything and him to be a second partner or a silent partner or whatever. They get all the money. They get everything. We also get to see Parker's powers on display because when Riri gets out with Natalie and, a guard or guard security comes out, Parker bends the bullet like that one movie. I forget the name of that movie with James McAvoy and Morgan Freeman and Angelina Jolie. If you remember the name of that movie, please put it in the description down below, please. Do love the use of Chicago street names like Kinsey and all these other things. But yeah, curved the bullet. And so we do get a connection with Riri with Clown because she's like, Clown already talked about wanting to know what the hood was made out of. So did Riri. And then we get a little bit of tension because John is getting kind of pissy, right? you know, saying that Riri asking a lot of questions, you got to keep it to yourself. He even calls her a little girl a couple times. Like, they butt heads a lot. A lot. Now, Parker talks about him being alone as a kid because he tells them his story, right? Also, he apparently has scales that we do see get tattooed by John, and eventually Parker tries to do it himself. I'm probably going to forget all about that. But he's embodying Parker Robbins. Like, this feels like the Parker Robbins from the comics a little bit, because he's, talking about, he doesn't care about anybody but them. Their family, their crew. That's kind of how he treated his crew. That's kind of how he was in the comics. This will break down later. Expectedly, this will break down later. There's some things on the wall, like you see Faust, and on the walls of the alley, and had me going, is Mephisto here? Is this Mephisto? But we'll more on that when we get to episodes 5 and 6. But Natalie talks about all the stuff that she remembers, which again, kind of convenient that it seems like it's only stuff that's coming out of Riri's memory, right? Where am I at here? Trying to check my notes for more. So the heist goes off with a couple of hitches, and when she gets back, Ronnie goes like, yeah, I know she met Natalie, and she asked if she could make one of Ronnie, and she's like, no, I don't even know how I made that, which is like, oh damn, she misses her husband, which I guess Riri couldn't make one of Riri's dad. Interesting dialogue now that I'm thinking about that. I digress. The last thing we see is Joe clipping the flowers of his asshole neighbor as Alanis Morissette's plays. I think Riri might have made a monster. She did make a monster. I gave this episode 4 out of 5. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 because of the animation, the effects. Again, suit looks great. No matter what you look, everybody wants to. People complain about how She-Hulk looked bad, and people talk about how every damn show looks bad when you see trailers and stuff. Whatever. This actually looks really good. Like, if you're mad at anything else, if anything, can't be mad about the animation. Animation looks really, really good. I'm very surprised that I think I've gone over everything of importance. Oh, there's whispers to Parker when he from the hood. You hear whispers like, "Did you like it? What is it that you desire?" So, could be Dormammu, could be Mephisto. We've been talking about Mephisto since let's see, WandaVision, then Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, Loki season 2, even Captain America. We've been like, Mephisto's just been like a thing. So we're getting some magic infused with this technological show. Trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. John does try to talk to Parker about the scars that are growing on him as he keeps using the hood. Price for magic, right? And I don't think there's anything else that I need to. Oh yeah, Parker did hold his breath like the comic to turn invisible. So that was pretty cool. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, no. Natalie read some crazy energy going off from Parker in the tunnel. There you go. Which, that's another thing. I think that's also why I gave it a 4 out of 5, because I got to go back into my mind. So Natalie talks about she read some crazy energy that's not from around here. And Riri Williams goes, so. And she's like, we wake up to aliens, androids, wizards on our timeline every other day. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But why are you going, I don't care. You're not like concerned. First you want to study it, but you're not really too concerned about, like, or maybe I got to flip. Maybe she wasn't concerned, and then she goes, well, we should study it, right? But she's, the AI is concerned with her having panic attacks, which she had when it came to the gun. So I don't know. Also, we get when she's talking with Xavier, we get a little joke about Star Wars versus Star Trek. Apparently, they're Trekkies, which, Star Wars is more of fantasy. Star Trek is more of science fiction. There is a difference, so whatever. But this gets a 4 out of 5 from me. His powers are just like the comic. Just like I mentioned first episode, just like in the comic. Anthony Ramos does a great job of portraying this. This feels like the Parker from the comic books. Although the fact that Stu did not answer that phone, you can either interpret it as him being upset or he's probably dead. But we will get to that in the next one. Tomorrow, you guys will be seeing my review for episode 3. So please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews like this. Share the video, and to help me out further, please click that link in the description of my Patreon. Whatever you choose to donate will be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, drink some water, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. There's too many of those out there. And remember, there are people out there that care about you. There are people out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I promise you that. You want to reach out to me, my social medias are also in that description as well. Go ahead, give me a hello, just be mellow. We'll be good to go. All right, true believers, we got one more in this group of 3. You're going to see episode 3 review tomorrow. And next week, you'll get 4, 5, and 6. Unless I decide to do, wait, Thursday before. Nah, you'll get 4, 5, and 6 next week. Shout out to my boy Chris. I hope you are enjoying these. So, I'll see you guys next time. Excelsior.